You know that moment when you're running and every cell in your body is screaming at you to stop? Your legs feel like concrete, your lungs are on fire, and you're pretty sure death would be a sweet relief. But somehow, you keep going. Maybe for another mile, maybe for another hour. And that raises a question that's haunted scientists and sadistic PE teachers for decades. Where's the actual limit? How far can your meat computer carry you before it literally shuts down? And what happens in that exact second when you cross the point of no return? Today we're finding out exactly how far you can run before your body says nope and pulls the plug. And spoiler alert, the limit isn't where you think it is. First, let's define collapse scientifically. We're not talking about dramatically falling to your knees like you're in a Nike commercial. Physiological collapse happens when critical body systems fail in cascade. Could be cardiac arrest, kidney failure, seizures from hyponatremia, or simply your muscles refusing to respond to brain signals. And each type of collapse has its own finish line from hell. Let's start easy. Mile 023. You're fresh, confident, probably running to that one song that makes you feel invincible. Your body's burning mostly glycogen, basically sugar stored in your muscles and liver. You've got about 2,000 calories worth, enough for roughly 20 miles if you pace it right. But here's the first problem. Most people burn through it like a teenager with their parents' credit card. Too fast, too intense, your heart rate shoots to 170 beep when it should be cruising at 140. You're literally sprinting toward system failure. Miles 6 to 12. Welcome to the first wall. Your glycogen stores are at 50%. Lactic acid starts pooling, that burning in your legs. That's your muscles literally bathing in acid. Your brain enters bargaining mode. Maybe we stop at the next streetlight. But here's the fascinating part. A 2018 study from the International Journal of Sports Physiology found that at this point, only 40% of your fatigue is actually physical. The other 60%, pure mental theater. Your brain is lying to protect you. Mile 13, half-marathon territory. Now things get serious. Glycogen running low. Your body switches fuel sources, starts breaking down fat, but that process is slow, like shifting gears while going uphill. Your core temperature can hit 104 degrees Fahrenheit. For context, at 107 degrees Fahrenheit, your proteins start denaturing, literally cooking from the inside. You're sweating 2 liters per hour, losing sodium, potassium, magnesium. Your neurons start misfiring. That's why marathoners sometimes look drunk at mile 20. Mile 20, the wall, the infamous marathon wall. But it's not a wall, it's a cliff. Glycogen depleted. Your body is now breaking down muscle tissue for fuel. Yes, you're literally eating yourself from the inside. Rhabdomyolysis kicks in, muscle fibers rupture and release myoglobin into your bloodstream. This protein is toxic to your kidneys in large amounts. Your pee can turn Coca-Cola brown. Not exaggerating. Runners have needed dialysis after pushing past this point. Mile 26 and beyond, congratulations. You've passed marathon distance, but your body wasn't designed for this. Professor Tim Noakes' central governor theory suggests your brain has a safety mechanism that should have stopped you 10 miles ago. If you're still running, you've hacked that system through extreme training or temporary insanity. Hallucinations begin. Ultra runners report seeing people who aren't there, hitting music with no source, having full conversations with mile markers. Your glucose-starved brain starts creating its own Netflix series. But some people are built different. Dean Karnazes once ran 350 miles in 80 hours without sleep. His body has a genetic mutation that clears lactic acid faster than normal humans. He's basically the Wolverine of running. For the rest of us, mortals, different story. The ultimate limit. So what's the magic number? For an average, untrained person, to 2 hours of continuous running, roughly 10 to 20 miles, depending on pace. After that, collapse risk increases exponentially. For trained athletes. The human body can theoretically keep moving for 24 to 48 hours before complete shutdown. But there's a catch. A 2019 review in Sports Medicine found that past 6 hours of continuous running, you're playing Russian roulette with organ failure, even if you're trained. For 99% of us, the real limit isn't muscular. It's neuro. Your brain will shut you down before your muscles completely fail. And that's not weakness. That's evolutionary intelligence. Because pushing past that limit doesn't make you a hero, it makes you a patient. The brutal truth, you can probably run way further than you think, but you might also die trying to find exactly where that limit is. Collapse isn't some glorious finish line, it's your body's last-ditch scream that you've gone too far, and sometimes that scream comes too late. Here's the thing though, your body gives you warnings way before collapse, That voice telling you to stop at mile 2. That's your central governor. The burning at mile 10? That's chemistry. That confusion? At mile 20? That's your brain rationing glucose.